So what's up, y'all? This is I Ride Share 2, and it's your man Vince. And I'm out here posted up waiting for some pings to come in. But while I'm waiting for a ping, I might as well talk to you guys about something that is crucial to you maintaining your vehicles. So you can do ride share and have your vehicle for your own personal use too. Right now it's in Los Angeles and it is blazing, and we're about to have a heat wave. A heat wave is anytime you have 3 or more days of at least 100-degree temperature. So that's a heat wave. And we're about to have it in Los Angeles. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how to prepare your car for the summer months, how to summarize your car to keep it in a well-running condition. Now, the most important thing you can do for a car is change the oil. All right, you want to make sure that you change the oil at least every 3,000 miles if you're using conventional oil, or every 5,000 miles, or whatever the specs say, if you use non-conventional oil, which I can't think of what the name for non-conventional oil is, but I'll have it by the time I have this video. I'll put it in the text. And so that's the most important thing that you can do for a car, is make sure you keep the oil change, the regular maintenance of oil, because once it gets past its life, what happens is it suffers, it breaks down in viscosity. So viscosity is the ability to flow. So you want to make sure that it's within the spec of the viscosity that the manufacturer set for it. All right, because if it becomes too thin, you're not getting good protection for the moving parts inside your vehicle, inside the engine, and things of that nature. So, and during the summer months, one of the next best things that you could do for your car is make sure that you have coolant in it. All right, the right amount of coolant, and also make sure that you're not leaking any coolant as well. You might want to give it a little check. What I normally do is I let my car run, and then in a park space, and then I'll look underneath it and see if there's any puddles of anything, oil or coolant, things of that nature. If you satisfied that your car isn't leaking anything, you want to make sure that it has the right amount of coolant in it, because coolant is most important, because it keeps the engine running at operating temperature. So what happens is this: when the car gets hot, you need something to keep it cool, and water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, right? And it freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. So what happens is when you add coolant to it, and like today, like I just said, in Los Angeles, we're expected to have a heat wave where it's going to have 3 or more days of 100-degree temperature. So if you put water, straight water, in your radiator to cool the engine, it's going to be boiling inside your cooling system. So what the coolant does is that it raises the temperature above 100 degrees, so the water doesn't boil as easily as it would if it was straight water. All right, and the coolant works the same way in the winter months too. They call it antifreeze, but it's really antifreeze, anti-boil. Because during the winter months, coolant, what it does, water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. So it lowers the freezing point of water. So the liquid inside your cooling system doesn't freeze as easily. All right. So that's what you need to do. Make sure you have the right amount of coolant in your system, that the system is not leaking. And whenever you're checking coolant, newer cars, you pour it straight into an overflow bottle, I believe, and whatnot. I gotta check my car again. I haven't checked my fluid in a while because I know that I have the correct amount of fluid in it, and I don't have any leaks. In fact, with my car, I had to change one of the radiator. One part of the radiator that acts as a coolant for the engine and the transmission, I believe. I had that changed, and they had to fill up the coolant when they replaced that part. I didn't do it. The mechanic did it. So, and also too, never check your coolant when the car is hot. Everybody should know that. Always check coolant when the car is cool, has been sitting. Don't do it for older cars that have the radiator cap or whatever. Do not open that radiator cap when the car is hot. It will backsplash on you, and that coolant will be hot, and you will get burned and easily injured by it. So if you need to buy coolant, they had this thing. You don't want to put 100% coolant in your system. You want to put 50-50. 50% water, 50% coolant. But at the auto parts store, they will sell 50-50 coolant. All right? Don't buy it. Try to look for, and it's hard to find it nowadays, but try to look for 100% coolant. Buy 100% coolant, because if you buy the 50-50, guess what? It's 50% coolant and 50% water. So guess what? You're buying 50% water when you can get water for free some places. I don't pay for water where I live, so I can buy 100% coolant. Take 50% of that 100%, add water to it, and I've got a 50-50 mix. All right? So if you can, don't buy 50-50 coolant. Buy the 100% coolant, and then do your own 50-50 mix. Save the other 50% for some other time. Sell it to a neighbor if he needs it. But if you buy the 50-50 mix, again, from the auto parts store, you're buying 50% water. All right? So that's how you keep your car. And if your AC is not running adequately, you might want to think about going to the mechanic and see if it needs a charge. Even though, you know, the AC Freon that you put in the AC is in a closed system, sometimes it may wear thin one way or another, and you may need to get it recharged one night. So if your AC is not blowing cold or not cold enough, go to a mechanic and see if you need a charge. And while you're there, have them check and see if there's any leaks, anything like that. You know. But other than that, that's how you prepare your car for the summer, and so that you can drive in comfort, drive knowing that your car is not going to overheat. Because the one thing that will destroy a car, its engine, is heat. Heat is the enemy. So, and another thing, if you ever see a car running hot, the needle should be in the middle. The temperature needle, always know where your temperature needle is on your car. And if things are going wrong with your car, check and see if it's overheating. If it is overheating, the first thing you want to do is pull over and turn the car off. Because, like I said, if you run the car hot, you will destroy it, and you will be needing to replace that engine. But if you catch it and you see that it's overheating, pull over, shut the car off, and then get it towed to your nearest mechanic or something like that. All right. So anyway, that's my advice for summarizing your car. You guys stay safe out there. Till the next video. Peace.